Your friends suck and you probably don't realize this, and this is stopping you from succeeding. Let me explain. Imagine you turn off your phone for the day and try to actually get stuff done, and while you're at it, you realize that maybe you can use this to see if anyone cares about you, and turns out someone does. But then you wake up and realize that it was all just a very vivid dream, and you check your phone only to find that there was a party last night that you didn't get invited to, and to make things worse, of course John did, and he's here to brag about it. That doesn't seem like something a real friend would do. Now maybe your friends are not as annoying as John, but how do you know they're not talking trash behind your back about you? Chances are if they're talking trash about other people, they will do the same about you, which means you need to learn how to make high quality friends. Those high quality friends are people that are working towards those goals, and if your friends are working towards their goals, you're bound to do the same.
Let's say you were this guy and you just randomly stopped talking to people. How many people would text you after a week or even just a month? Now, how many of these people are doing it just because they need something from you? Maybe it's your boss or that one kid who keeps on asking you for homework. It's probably less than 2 people. Maybe 1 person, or it's probably none. If you had a gym buddy and you removed the gym, would he still be there for you? You guys aren't in love with each other. You're in love with the same drug, the same video game, the same object. Some say that being alone is a privilege. Others say that the lone wolf dies alone. Which one is right? And are our friends really who we think they are? Many studies show that loneliness has been on a constant rise, and COVID only made it worse. But that's not even the worst part. Loneliness has been associated with more cortisol, lower immune function, worse sleep, dementia. Well, you get the idea. The one thing that is meant to connect us, social media, is devaluing the connections we already have. As our access to people goes up, our respect and value for each individual one goes down. We never really get close to 1 or 2 people, but we know the name of 1,000. You are the average of the 5 people you know most, but most people don't even have 5 people to know in the first place. Looking at the data, I've come to the conclusion that we're all lonely and we have no friends. But what if it was possible? What if we could find friends in a place where it really wasn't that hard to find them anyways?
So during quarantine, since I was at home all the time, I'd only talk to these people on Xbox, and they were filled with a lot of drama. If I would try to get a good night's rest, they would keep telling me to play Xbox with them, just one more game, you know? It was pretty annoying. So one night, one of the friends told me to just keep staying up later and later, and we didn't have school, but it was already like 3 a.m. and I usually go to bed maybe at that time, and he convinced me to stay up till 5 a.m. despite telling him that I do not want to stay up that late. It wasn't until I met these 2 people, Benit and Sidant, where I realized that I could have a lot better friends. Me, Benit, and Sidant were all in the same Excel class, and we would kind of troll the teacher a little bit. So eventually, as we got to know each other, Benit got me into reading, and obviously that's good. And then Sidant, he's into yoga and breathing exercises, and those are both good things. And I didn't know this at the time, that I could be actually a high quality person, but those things, I got into them because they were into them, and that taught me to get closer to the best version of myself.
Making friends is difficult depending on how you approach it. Everyone tells you they can give you a foolproof way to make friends and get close to anyone they want to, but they never point out the one thing that every person wants. They want to talk about themselves. Cal Fussman, an American journalist, asked to meet with the Russian Prime Minister, Gorbachev. He was expecting a 2-minute chat about nuclear arms and world politics, and he's ready to get drilled by this guy. Instead, Cal looked at him and said, "What's the best lesson your father ever taught you?" That conversation lasted 30 minutes. Asking basic questions such as, "How was your day?" or "What's the weather like?" will just make people think from the head. Cal targeted the heart instead of the head. There are a lot of people out there just like you looking for friends. You can see the data for yourself. People don't have friends to talk to, or they barely have any good ones. Once they meet someone like you, the leader, the initiator, they'll know this is someone who provides value. There's almost a 0% chance that they'll stop talking to you.
Now, like Benit said, you have to initiate the friendship. So I once heard this story about a woman, and let's just say her name's Sarah. She's at work and she's dying to talk to these 3 other women because they're always having a good time. Only problem? The 3 women wouldn't talk to her. So Sarah noticed that every single day, the 3 women would hang around the water fountain and talk. So what does Sarah do? She goes to the water fountain. But she made one major mistake. She would just go up to the water fountain, get some water, and those 3 girls never talked to her. So days go by, Sarah's still trying to talk to those girls as they're talking at the water fountain every single day, but the 3 girls never talk to her. So Sarah decides that she's gonna talk to them, and it works. She finally makes friends at work. It was as easy as that, but Sarah's still missing something. She wonders why those 3 girls weren't talking to her in the first place. So it turns out that the 3 girls didn't want to talk to Sarah because Sarah wasn't talking to them. Now let me give you a different scenario. Let's say you're at a party chilling, but you don't know anyone there. I can almost guarantee you that there's also someone in your situation, and you just gotta find them. You just gotta talk to them. The person that you go up to talk to also wants someone to talk to, so you have to be the confident one and be the initiator. But what if the dude that you find at the party is not interesting to you at all? What if you don't have any common interests? Well, you're gonna want to ask him about his interests, and that will get him talking for hours, but you won't maintain a friendship like that. So if you want to find someone that actually has the same interests as you, like let's say that you want someone that works out and you want someone that reads, go to book clubs, go to the gym. The best way to find someone that works out is at the gym, because that's where they're obviously gonna be. So talk to people at the gym. It's as simple as that.
If you want to find better friends, just be the initiator and do it in places where there are people performing good habits, like a library or a gym. Let me know the worst thing a friend has done to you, and check out this video on music.